Hey, hi, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I'm Cassie and today I'm going to share with you some fitness tips, some things that I personally change when I'm in a fat loss phase or when I'm trying to lose weight. I thought it would be a perfect time to share some tips with you and what I'm changed currently during this fat loss that I am in right now. Now, I am not like a bodybuilder or I'm not competing, so I am not super strict on myself. It's like I'll be in a fat loss phase and then life happens and maybe a week or two go by where I don't really focus on these things. But generally, I try really hard to focus on these tips that I'm giving you, and this is like what I implement in my personal training. So just a little disclaimer, this is what works for me. It might not work for you. So take what you can, leave what you can't. Let's get into them. So the first one is if this is something that would trigger you, definitely don't do it. But for me, this is the only way that I will really be on track with my nutrition is I track my food. I have got a different app. I don't use MyFitnessPal anymore because I hate that you can't scan it without paying for their app. I think that's absolutely heinous. I've been using this app right here, this green one, and it is my Net Diary. I really like this one. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I think that switching up the app that I've used since I was in high school has actually really helped me be able to stay more consistent because it's more fun to track. I know that might sound super lame, but also when I'm tracking, this kind of goes hand in hand with this tip, is I specifically am tracking my protein. That's what I'm most concerned about. I'm definitely concerned about overall calories. My goal is really to hit my protein, because when I do hit my protein, or when I get close to the protein goal that I have for myself, I notice I'm never overeating on carbs and fats. It just doesn't happen because I'm so full from the protein. Just tracking for me is really the only way that I see the most results. Tip number 2, I choose my carbs wisely. And what I mean by this is I will never tell you restrict yourself completely off of a certain food unless you feel like that is the only way you're gonna see results. I choose my carbs wisely, as in I try to be mindful of what carbs I am eating throughout the day. If I'm gonna have a donut, I'm also gonna make sure I'm getting vegetables. I try to stay away from the donuts as much as I can. That's just one of my downfalls is donuts. So I try to just eat a lot of vegetables instead of eating the pasta, the white potatoes. I still eat a good bit of rice, but I usually stick with veggies and rice and sweet potatoes as my carb sources when I'm in a fat loss phase. That's just that's tailored to what I like to eat and what I enjoy, as well as I know that when I eat pasta and when I eat potatoes, I always tend to overeat what I really need and I don't feel as satisfied. And then along with that is I really try to eat lower fat. I just noticed that myself, Cassie's body responds way better when I eat lower fat and higher carbs than I do when I eat high fat, lower carbs. My tip number 3 is when I'm in a fat loss phase, I focus on making sure that I'm getting cardio 5 to 6 times a week. I enjoy cardio, just traditional on the treadmill, running, on my max trainer, that type of cardio, but I also enjoy cardio circuits. I usually end up doing just traditional treadmill or on my max trainer before my lifts. I also preference. I like to do my cardio before my lifts. I'm not saying I'm going ham on cardio where I'm no. I literally am doing low intensity cardio. I'm pushing myself enough that my heart rate is usually probably around 145 to 160 during the cardio, but I'm not hustling and bustling so much that I can't get a good lift in. So I just do low intensity cardio, but I make sure I'm hitting that before every lift. And then if I don't hit my 5th lift, I definitely hit cardio that 5th day because I'm in that fat loss phase. I'm more focused on getting that cardio in because it's allowing me to burn more calories over the week. So that's going to put me in a better calorie deficit. However, you don't have to do traditional cardio. It can be dancing, it could be classes, it can be running with your kid, it can be walking your dog. Just get moving and get that heart rate up and make sure you're doing that multiple times a week so that your caloric deficit is at a higher amount. My 4th tip for you, I eat out way less. I'm not going to tell you that I don't eat out at all. If we're in a pinch and we're out and doing stuff, I'll still go get something out, or if my friend invites me to lunch or something, I'm not going to be no, just for my results sake. I won't say no, but I really try to not eat out less. I try not to make it a weekly thing. I really think like maybe like once or twice in the whole month I'll go and I'll eat out, because when you're eating out, you just don't know what they're putting in the foods. You don't know how much fat it is. It's really hard to really track. A lot more times when we're in a pinch and like the kids really need to eat and we're out, I'll just get them something and maybe get myself something like tiny, or I'll just like munch on a little bit of their fries or something if I'm like really hungry, and then I'll eat when we get home. I really try to just not eat out at all, or eat out maybe once or twice in the whole month. And when I say eat out, I mean ordering in as well. I don't really order in anyways because I think DoorDash and Grubhub and all that stuff is just a freaking scam and a ripoff. Personally, I just don't eat out like that. My tip number 5, I don't think I've talked about it much, if at all, on this channel, but like when I'm in a fat loss phase, I prioritize my sleep. Rest and recovery is extremely important for you to get results, and when on a normal day-to-day life, a lot of times I'm up until midnight, 1:30, and then my kids are hooligans and they wake up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. No matter what time they go to bed, I'm like, what are you on? And can I have some? Because wide awake, ready to go for the day. So I would be getting less than 6 hours of sleep on like a regular basis, but when I really am trying to see some fat loss, some body recomposition, then I will focus on making sure that I'm asleep no later than like 11:30. Some nights, of course, I will stay up later doing work, but I also make sure that there's at least like 2 nights a week that when the kids go to bed, I'm laying down watching my show and like trying to go to sleep. I really aim to have like 7 hours of sleep a night. If they make it till 7 and I'm asleep by midnight, like that's a great night for me. So I really prioritize my sleep and rest. I think that a lot of people don't realize how important it is for your recovery and like your results, but it's so important. Tip number 6, this one, some people might be like, no, and like not agree with me, and that's completely okay, because I'm telling you what works for me and what I would suggest to some of my clients possibly, and that is that I don't buy the snacks that I know I don't have self-control over. I love me some spicy nacho Doritos. I love me some Oreos. So you know what I don't buy when I'm in a fat loss phase? Those things, because I will sit down and eat a whole bag of spicy nacho Doritos, not because I'm hungry, but because I just freaking love them. I'll eat a whole row of Oreos easily in one sitting, and maybe later that day come back for the next row. Like, it's ridiculous. I have no self-control. I don't know what is wrong with me, but because I know that and I recognize that and I'm honest with myself about that, so I know that I just won't buy them. And then if they're not here, I can't eat them. And with that being said, instead I try to just buy things that I enjoy to snacking on that are either lower calorie, more nutritious, or healthier. If I am hungry and I need a snack, I have those better options. The last tip that I have, or thing that I change, is I drink a lot more beverages. I feel like that like kind of helps me with like not snacking as much. So I drink more teas. Like I am in my tea era again. I feel like it happens in the winter when it's cold. I like to drink just like black tea, mint tea, some green teas, like green tea with pomegranate I really like, and I just drink them with nothing in them. So they're plain, like no calories. Gives me something to be like sipping on or feeling like I'm consuming. Like if I'm watching a TV show at night and I have my tea, like I don't feel like I need to go grab a bag of chips. Or diet soda is something that like I tend to not cut out when I'm in the fat loss phase. I'm not saying that diet soda is good for you or that you should drink a ridiculous amount of it, but me personally, I noticed that it will help me curb my sweet tooth or like my cravings, especially at night. I do stick to like diet, no calorie beverages so that I'm not like drinking the calories that I'm trying not to consume. I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever drink your calories. I definitely drink coffee sometimes with sugar syrups in it, or I go to Starbucks and get my coffee, but I'm saying like on a regular day-to-day basis, me personally, I really try to not be consuming calories through my beverages. Since I am currently doing these things, I was like, let's share them. I hope that you can take something from this video. If you can't, just leave it, but thank you for hanging out with me and watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you never miss a new video, tips, vlog, workouts, any of the goodies that I share, and I look forward to seeing you next time.